What's going on, everybody? Brian here from Brian's Broadcast. I hope all of you are doing fantastic. Today I'm going to review MFK Aqua Media Cologne Forte. It's a beautiful summer fragrance, perfect for hot weather, especially when it's super hot and humid. So stay tuned. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button if you like contents like these. Let's proceed with the notes first. On the top, you've got verbena and bergamot. On the mids, you've got fennel and hedion. On the base, you've got matcha tea, musk, and woodsy notes. Aqua Media Cologne Forte, this comes in an eau de parfum concentration. Beautiful stuff. First off, look at this beautiful bottle. It comes in a green bottle with this green plastic cap, but the cap is like super transparent. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's beautiful. And if you will know, this is perfectly unisex, and green is the middle color of the rainbow. So it goes both ways, both in the warm and the cool direction, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So the first time you spray this fragrance, you are welcomed with all this beautiful citrusy blast. It's almost like a lemon bergamot combination, and the matcha tea over here plays a very vital role. Aqua Media Cologne Forte, this one has this wonderful green. It's not that bitter green, it almost has that sweet tone to it, very bright, very juicy, and at the same time there's almost like a zing and warmth, as if there was ginger in it. So imagine there's this warmth coming through, a beautiful citrusy opening, and with that comes the green vibe, which is like perfectly balancing out everything. Fennel seeds will kind of like balance out some kind of like a spicy, I believe that zing that I'm talking about that almost feels like ginger, it's coming from the fennel seed, I believe. So if you have ever tasted fennel seed like raw in your mouth, if you put it in your mouth, chew on it, you kind of get that spicy sweetness, kind of like a woody undertone to it also. And the hedion over here almost has that floral vibe. Now the floral vibe here is not one of your super feminine floral vibe. It's very much in balance. It kind of balances out the, how do I say it, like almost the green notes are getting balanced out with this floral notes, and on the top you've got the verbena and bergamot, which propagates all throughout the fragrance. The citrus is kind of like lives all throughout the fragrance. And the matcha tea, I'll tell you something, the green, beautiful, peaceful vibe that you get from that matcha tea is hands down one of the most beautiful feeling in Aqua Media Cologne Forte. And the musk over here almost has that clean, soapy kind of vibe, almost kind of has that creaminess to it, but it's not completely in that direction, but it's more on the soapy, clean, tad bit kind of like creamy kind of musk. And the woodsy notes, it's not one of your super masculine woodsy notes. It's almost like a dry undertone where you get the woody notes, but it's almost like subdued by the musk and matcha tea, some of the green nuances, and of course a load of citruses. It's a beautiful fragrance. For performance, I would say this one thing. When I first wore this fragrance, I used like 12 or 15 sprays, and I'm telling you why. Those of you who know me personally, you know, like I test out my fragrances left and right. I do all weird kind of things, right? With this one, with that 12 to 15 sprays, this is why I did it. You know why? Because I was looking at these words. It says Cologne Forte, and I was under the impression, because that time I did not really look up the concentration of this. This is an eau de parfum, in case you missed it in the beginning. So I was under the impression this is probably a cologne, eau de cologne, and it's probably gonna be lighter, milder, so I just went overboard. But this thing performs. This has a great lasting power. So with that 12 to 15 sprays, this thing was really projecting, and the best part is that this fragrance is very inoffensive. There's almost no chance that you could offend somebody with this fragrance. So perfectly in balance for your office setup, close encounters, or if you're traveling on public transport where people are very close to you, standing or sitting very close to you, this thing will not offend anybody. Very beautiful fragrance, has that warm, zingy vibe to it, which is coming from the fennel, feels almost like ginger, kind of like a warm undertone to it. But the citruses, the best part is that the citruses lives throughout the fragrance. Almost gives you that Earl Grey bergamot tea, if I remember the name correctly. Is it Earl Grey? Yeah, I believe it's the Earl Grey tea. It's beautiful. Such a beautiful and lovely fragrance, very inoffensive, very lively, has this like a sweet undertone to it. It's not one of your sour citrusy fragrance, not your typical kind of smell. Maybe some people will say, hey, this is nothing groundbreaking. I'm not saying this is groundbreaking. This is, I would say, in my opinion, it's a very simple yet very elegant kind of fragrance. All the time, you don't need to wear something that's very complicated and complex. It opens up a lot of stuff like that. This one does not open up too much. I would say it opens up moderately, so you don't get so many phases of this fragrance. It's pretty much linear, in other words. But the feelings that you get from this is hands down one of the best ones. Talk about performance, how long it lasts. I found that Aqua Media Cologne Forte, this one easily, if you go with like 8 to 10 sprays, or if you go overboard with like I did, like 12 to 15 sprays, this one easily pushes past 8 to 10 hours. Easy. Like, it was super hot this year in New York City, and it was humid too, like insanely humid. And whenever you're traveling outside, you commute on public transport, there's some walking involved, you sweat a lot. So imagine this thing with that 10 to 12 sprays, it just lived throughout the whole day. 10 to 12 hours easy. And like around 12 hours, 8 to 10 is like easy, it goes solid. It keeps on wafting strongly. Around 12 hours, this is almost like a skin scent, but it's very, very faint. But at the same time, it just lives throughout the whole day. Beautiful stuff in my opinion. So guys, if you have not tried Aqua Media Cologne Forte, I highly recommend you do try this. I wonder what this one's gonna smell like in the winter time, because you know me personally, I love wearing my freshes in winter and colder months. So guys, that was my honest and humble take on Aqua Media Cologne Forte. This was a perfect blind buy. Once again, this has been talked about by Cubano's channel, and man, Papi, you gave me the right thing, right? So this again is my 200 ml bottle. I have other fragrances in 200 ml size. So these are the three that I own in 200 ml size. That's Ameris Homme EDT. That's your Gentle Fluidity Silver. And of course, this one's your Aqua Media Cologne Forte. Absolutely enjoyed this one, especially in hot and humid days. Guys, if you have come this far, if you're not subscribed yet, I would highly appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button if you like contents like these. So until the next one, please take care, stay safe, and all the best.